Hello and welcome to Geotech Masters. We have come a long way. We learned the why of site investigations, the language of soil, the hands-on tests, and how to classify soils using two different major standards. Today, we will learn the final critical step, how to professionally report our findings. This is a very important lesson. All the careful work we do in the field is only valuable if we can communicate it clearly and accurately to others. A good report is the final product of our investigation. Let's learn how to do it right.
In this video, we will answer some essential questions. How do we write down a full soil description so that anyone can understand it? What is the specific reporting format required by the ASTM standard? And how is that different from the format required by local standards like the Australian standard? We will see that even the way we write our report can change depending on the region. First, let's discuss why a good report is so important. When we log our soil descriptions, we are creating a permanent record. This record will be used by many other people, design engineers, construction managers, and maybe even other geologists years from now. The record must be clear, complete, and easy to understand. A good report allows others to understand your work and trust your findings. If the report is messy or incomplete, others might question the quality of your entire investigation. A professional report reflects professional work. This is a key part of the overall investigation process we mapped out in our Geotechnical Investigations, Master Planning for Site Characterization series, where the final report is the key deliverable of the entire effort. Most importantly, a standardized reporting format helps to avoid misinterpretation. When everyone follows the same rules for reporting, it reduces confusion. This ensures that the information is understood correctly, which is critical for making safe and effective engineering decisions.